Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is, wherever you're coming from, Cowboys Nation, you know the drill. Welcome to Starboys Network. I'm your host, Zach White.
I'm Camber Michelle.
What is going on, Cam? Did you have a great holiday? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was lovely. I never want to see snow again.
No.
12 days of snow.
Too damn much.
I mean, we're talking feet and feet and feet of snow. And a lot of family time all in one little cabin.
Yeah.
It was a lovely, lovely time. It was enough that I ran away last Sunday to go watch the Seahawks and Bears. And you know that if I'm going to go to a dismal game like that.
That's pretty bad. I
needed out of the house.
It must have been rough. It was rough. There wasn't enough whiskey to handle what you had going on.
No, and I'm just going to tell Cowboy Nation right now, I want to hear no more complaining about anything about our team after watching those two teams play on a field together.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That was atrocious. Atrocious.
It was painful.
Yeah.
There was whiskey.
Yeah, I'm glad I live in Texas. I'm glad we live in Texas. It's the greatest state in the world. And, you know, not to be biased. I'm being honest. I'm being real with you. It's a great place to be. You know, no snow. Occasionally, you might get a random. You're like, whoa! It's snowed once in 7 years. This is great.
Right. But I'm very happy to be above 30 degrees for the first time in 12 days.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, it was a great holiday for me because we destroyed Washington, and it really just set the tone for the week and Christmas and everything else. It was an amazing victory, 56-14. And we're just going to briefly go over this before we dive into the Arizona matchup. That's obviously going to be the main focus of all of this. But my God, it was an absolute just slaughter. It was a slaughter. I mean, at one point, I remember saying it was like maybe like 2-3 minutes before half, and I was like, I can't believe it's about to be 35-7 before half, and then they scored another touchdown. Yeah, 50 freaking points. Jesus Christ. So Dak is 9-1 against Washington now all time. This is also just everything that we have going on right now. Dak and the offense found themselves, and thank God.
Absolutely.
You're putting these together, the offense and the defense. This is what you see. This is what we've all been waiting to see, the whole team clicking and really at the right time up until next season. And Dak was amazing at 28-39, 330 yards. I think he hit like 9 different receivers at one point in time, including a touchdown to Terrence Steele because Kettle was in his damn bag too. It was glorious, man. It was glorious. I probably have rewatched the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably have rewatched it at least 6 times, at least 6-7 times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and Washington brought their benches.
Yeah, I bet they don't ever do that again. I bet they.
Yeah. And, you know, I want to say one thing about that game is I think it was really important that Connor Williams is back in that position. And referring to Skywalker Steel having Brian Broaddus on, and they talked about Connor Williams being there. And they made 2 really good points. That, number one, Connor Williams is kind of known as a dog. I mean, we saw that with Aaron Donald in preseason. And that he will kind of get scrappy to protect Dak.
Yes.
And I think Dak has that comfort level back knowing that Connor is there to do it. Yes. And then that also kind of goes back to those penalties that everybody was crying about with Connor in the beginning of the season getting, which we were still winning. But was Connor getting those penalties because he wasn't going to let that guy through to hit Dak?
That's a great point.
So they were penalties that was there to protect our quarterback. So we kind of look at some things different ways when that kind of stuff's going on.
I'm happy he's back. I'm just happy he's back. I mean, it is showing. It's showing. He's definitely he's the better Connor. He's the better Connor. Yeah. I think we all knew it. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him next season and what we do with him as far as keeping or moving on from him. We can't afford to pay everybody.
Right.
But for now, I'm going to enjoy it. We're going to enjoy this.
Right.
And it's the 4th time in Dallas's history that they've ranked top 2 in scoring total offense and scoring total offense and total offense since 1970. The other 3 teams advanced to the Super Bowl. So, just saying.
Right?
It's clicking. It's all clicking at the right time. It is.
It is.
Another big part of that is Amari Cooper. 7 receptions, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Just getting him going and really just getting some just momentum. The hurry up offense was huge. That was key for that. It set the tone of the entire offense, and they just kept slinging. Man, I mean, this has been something that we've all been waiting to see as far as just making big plays. And I felt like I was saying, like, if you just one big play, that's all it's going to take. Just one big play, and then things are going to, and that's it. That's exactly what happened.
Right.
Things are clicking. And on the other side of the ball, my God, here we are. Trayvon Diggs, 11 interceptions, tied with Everson Walls, 1981.
Right.
My God, and I want to ask you this question. I do. I want to find out what you think about this. So, here's the deal. Diggs gets one more interception. He surpasses Everson Walls. Mike Parsons gets 2 more sacks because he's got 13 right now. One more. He is tied with Javon Curse for rookie sacks with 14. So if he gets 2 more, he gets 15. He surpasses him. Who are you putting in? Who is your defensive player of the year? You're a voter.
Really tough. It's really tough.
It is.
Very tough.
It is.
I mean, that's super tough. If I'm going to look at, I want to say overall impact, but oh my gosh, those interceptions are so impactful also.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Really,
This is the part that throws me off, and this is the part where it's hard to make the argument. And matter of fact, I know they've had this conversation between Diggs and Parsons. Which one is harder to get, sacks or interceptions? Interceptions to me are the harder one to get. I'm not going to take anything away from sacks, and the importance of the interception is you're giving the ball back to your team.
Right.
With a sack, that may not always be the case. Sometimes if it's third down or something like that, then yes. But for the most part, the interception, you're giving your ball back to your offense.
Exactly.
They're historical. It's historical on both sides what these guys are doing. Can you split this damn award? Can it be split?
I know. So just to be happy and safe all around. I mean, we already know Micah's getting rookie defensive player of the. I mean,
oh yeah, no doubt.
I mean, he just got rookie defensive player of the month again.
Yes.
I mean, his trophies and belts and everything is just stacked up from this year. So, I mean, do we dare say that we're going to have one of each for this team?
You know what?
We're going to.
I got it figured out. This is exactly how we're going to play this. All right, and this is a hard thing to kind of navigate, but Micah Parsons gets MVP. Trayvon Diggs gets Defensive Player of the Year. There we go. It's done. It's settled. And
then he gets Defensive Rookie of the Year.
It's all settled.
Perfect.
It's easy. This is easy math.
And Dak gets Comeback Player of the Year.
Boom. If there's any of you voters out there watching the show, we just set the map for you. We laid it out. It's plain and simple. Jesus.
We did the hard work for you. It's all done.
So who's that? It's TJ Watt, right? TJ Watt's got, 17 sacks now? 16, 17?
I believe so.
So he's up there. He's climbing, but...
That Steeler team, though, it's...
Right?
And I guess Big Ben has come out and said that this probably is his last 2 games coming up that he is done, which to me is at least a year too late. He should have done it already.
He should have been done.
But I don't know. I have a hard time with the I mean, how many games did TJ miss? 2 already? 1 or 2? So you've got either
yes.
side of it of, oh, he was able to get that many sacks in lesser games. Or do you look at it that, yeah, I mean, that you want that player to be in there every game, and that makes them valuable.
It's a good conversation to have, and I mean, because this defensive player of the year. When I think of defensive player of the year, I think how impactful you were, right, and then of course statistics, obviously tie into that. To me, there hasn't really been anyone more impactful, and this is so hard, but I say this just because of what he's been able to do. How he's really, truly turned this defense around is Micah Parsons. It's Micah Parsons. If you're talking about a player who comes in and changes the mindset of this defense into what they were, and of course, a lot of this can be attributed to Dan Quinn as well, right? But regardless, as a player, as a single player, what he's been able to provide for this team from a leadership standpoint and keeping that youth. And again, I've said this before on previous shows, it reminds me of 2016 Zeke, right? Coming there, he's got this youthful energy, and there's just excitement around him, and it just creates this newfound energy for the entire team. I feel like Micah Parsons has been that. It's really hard for me. Of course, I want him to have it, or Diggs. I would take it to one. But I don't know. I don't think a Cowboys player has ever won Defensive Player of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. Since it's been an award.
I'm not sure.
I'm going to have to look that up. We will have to look that up.
Yeah,
but
we will have to look that up.
Yeah. Speaking of leadership, you got D-Law. D-Law has been... I think he's the true leader of this defense. He really is. Creating... He is. Yes, absolutely. Creating the game between... the offense and the defense of takeaways and scoring touchdowns, and that whole thing has been set afire under all of the defense, and it's just his leadership is unquestionable. And since he's come back, he's had 2 sacks, forced fumble, pick 6 in 4 games, and he's a lot of fun, man. You can see the intensity that he brings to the game. I think that having him back, along with Randy Gregory and this offense getting healthy, or this defense getting healthy at the right time, is going to be something that can throw us perfectly into the playoffs. And I'm just so happy to be witnessing this. I'm just so happy to be witnessing this.
Oh yeah, I mean his leadership shows on both sides of the ball, actually, because when he got the pick 6. The defensive linemen are on one bench, and the offensive linemen, they're on opposite ends.
Right.
And the offensive linemen all went running over to congratulate. Yes. He's definitely a leader. It's good to see him back. Yes. One thing that I didn't notice as much through the season that now I do with him back is that big paw goes up.
Yes.
You see that paw going up nonstop when that in that quarterback's face.
Yep.
And and people want to try and use sacks as a stat, and he is disruptive. He is disruptive.
I absolutely agree with you, and it has helped me learn a thing or two. Last year, there was a lot of frustration. Right, we're terrible defensively. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. And I was one of those people, and I probably should save this for a confession, but I was one of those people who was like, we're paying this man a lot of money. He's got to get his sacks. No.
I think we might have had that conversation before,
maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I've had it a few times. Whatever. But you want to take your credit? Take your credit, Cam. Fine. Yes. No. He's a difference maker in the run game, and pressures, and just being an all-out dominant force leadership. This is like one of those things where we talk about Amari Cooper, right? Where we're like, sometimes he disappears in games. The numbers aren't quite there. It's about his impact for everybody around him, because there is extra attention paid to him because of the talent.
They scheme for those
these guys
players
specifically.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing this defensively. You can't scheme for all of them. You cannot.
Right.
You cannot cover Gregory and Parsons and Lawrence. You can't do it. You can't.
Micah was even complaining about it. And Amari was laughing at him.
Yeah.
He was like, what am I going to do?
What you expect? What do you expect?
Of
course they're going to game plan for you. Then you're setting another monster free. And what are you going to do?
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
It's chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it's good chaos.
Let's swing over to this Cardinals matchup because this one is gonna be glorious. This is one of the ones where I feel like is going to really test us and what we have to offer. Are we truly a playoff team? Because we're facing a playoff team, and there's a lot on the line for both of these teams as far as playoff seeding and positioning. If we lose one, where do we drop to, and who does that change our matchup, our opponent? Same for those guys. I feel like we're in a really good spot if we win this game. I'm still hoping that something can go wrong with the Green Bay Packers and we can take the number 1 overall. But wherever we are, either way, I still want to at least stay in that number 2 spot. So this is, in my opinion, this is still a must-win for us. We need to get it done, just get the job done, and see what we all have. But let's go ahead and let's cover this injury report.
All right,
what is going on? I feel like for the first time in a long time, we're in a pretty good place. Cam, go ahead. Let's say
we're in an amazing place. Today, both DeMarcus Lawrence and Tyron Smith were limited. DeMarcus is his foot. They may just kind of be taking it easy with him. Tyron is the ankle. He was limited, but per Brian Broaddus and several others, he will be playing this weekend. They weren't going to push it for last weekend. They were saving it for this weekend.
Yes.
Malik Turner had a calf that he was limited yesterday, full practice today. Zeke, we keep hearing this rumbling that he's back to 100. He's back to 100%. And we're seeing that on the field with his explosiveness that we saw this last game. Full practice. Yes. Tony Pollard, full practice. We had one person not practice this today, and it was Quentin Bohanna, and it was for an illness that is not COVID. That is it. That is it for us. We actually had some amazing news on the COVID front. Jordan Lewis, Malik Hooker, and Hill, all off the COVID list.
Stacked, son. Stacked. Oh my God.
We have so many cards in our hands. In fact, knock on wood, I believe our only players on the COVID list are practice squad players currently. And that would be Simi, Kyron Brown, and Tyler Cole. And other than that, we are pretty happy here in Dallas when it comes to that.
Perfect timing. My God.
Right?
It's just like going outside, clear skies, birds are chirping everywhere. Some music playing in the background. It's like being in a movie. This is great.
You look down, there's $100 bill on the ground.
Whoa! Where'd that come from? My God, let me check my numbers today. I just won the lottery. Shit. Damn it, this is phenomenal.
Right.
My God.
Right.
And it's not so great for them. Let's go ahead and let's do a little bit of what they have going on. They're a little banged up.
Oh no, they're very.
Yeah,
they're very.
Yeah.
They've got some massive. They've got some big problems. Oh gosh, where do we even start?
DJ Humphries is a big one. I see the left tackle.
So COVID out. He's COVID, absolutely out. So my understanding is that they are going to probably be moving. Oh goodness. Who did I hear they were going to move over to that position? It was going to be Kelvin Beachum. Beachum. They're probably going to move Kelvin Beachum over to there.
Then I'm wondering what they're going to do. So I wonder if they're Joshua Miles.
And I don't know if that brings Joshua Miles. That brings Joshua Miles into there. So I'm going to tell you that actually there are three. There are three really big ones that I'm really looking at. Number one is my fellow dog, Buda Baker. Buda Baker's got some ribs problems. Didn't practice yesterday, limited today. Ruh-roh. Also, in that corner position, he's safety, but in that secondary, Marco Wilson. that rookie that has had some good moments, and I was really hoping that he would be in there because I think he was one that we could target and pick on a little bit. He went out of the game with a shoulder injury, did not practice, hasn't practiced all week. That actually brings up Antonio Hamilton from the other side, Byron Murphy, my other fellow dog, back up. And so, Byron Murphy, for the sure thing in the secondary right now, which, I mean, he's had a great season.
I will say he has 4 interceptions this year. I mean, he's looked really good. But yeah, you got him. If Marco Wilson doesn't make it out there, this is and Buda Baker's the biggest one to me. That one's huge. Absolutely. That one's huge.
Yeah. James Conner is not well and did not practice yet this week. That's true. Both him and Chase Edmonds.
Edmonds is questionable as well.
Yeah.
I mean, who are you putting out there, guys? Who are you putting out there? Cardinals? You gonna call Adrian Peterson?
Eno Benjamin?
Eno. Oh yeah, Eno. Oh, good old Eno. I've seen him on a practice squad before. Yeah.
So. Yeah. In fact, I actually even heard that because of the corner position being so thin right now, that they are looking at bringing up someone from the practice squad, or even going as far as looking into free agency, which we kind of all know what's out there as far as free agency for corners.
Yeah.
So, they're hurt. They're hurt. We can keep going down the line, but no,
we don't want to give away too much.
Yeah, Jordan Phillips, their defensive lineman. That's I saw
Marcus Golden too. He's their leading tackler, the linebacker.
Right.
I saw he was questionable.
Yes.
I don't know if he's gonna make it or how that's gonna.
I believe he's already out. Devin Kennard's out. This is a very, very injured Cardinals team, which kind of goes, they're beat. And I was listening to someone today, and excuse me that if I don't remember who it was correctly, they were talking about the history of Cliff Kingsbury's teams that fade at the end of seasons, even when he was at Tech. And last season, the Cardinals faded. Yes. Now we've got another Cardinals team fading. And
it's a word that you hate to see at the end of the season, And we've had plenty of those as Cowboys fans. But this year, no. It feels like
undefeated in the month of December.
Yeah, all gas. No, but isn't that so unusual to say about a Cowboys team? Because it seems like for the longest, the Romo years, the December struggles. Man, this is different. This feels different. Maybe they're on the other end of where we're at. But either way, this is practically a playoff game, in my opinion.
This is a must-win.
It's a true test. The environment's going to be like a playoff atmosphere, I imagine. And I feel like it's going to be – I feel like because some of these other teams, their fans will show up to Cowboys Stadium. We have an issue with that. Arizona's not that far away from Dallas. But it is – because it's that playoff atmosphere, because we're doing so well, I'm hoping that a little bit of that is cut back. I'm sure it's not going to be completely, but I'm hoping quite a bit of it's cut back and it's more in our favor. I just 11-4. I mean, how do you not? If you're a season ticket holder, you hold on to your damn ticket. You find your ass a way to make that game. Don't be selling your damn tickets. You go.
And if you do, sell it to someone you know or someone.
Yes.
Like Markabox. Are you a Cowboys fan?
Boom. Yes.
Boom. Okay. Yes. You can. Yeah.
If it's a difference of $100, you don't screw that $100. Damn it. Support your team.
Yes.
I digress. Anyway, our offense. We're gonna go ahead and sling on over to that. Our offense against this, our offense as a whole coming back to looking like they once have. We're hoping to stay on that same path. Now, something that we still have struggled with and that we need to get better about, especially heading into playoffs, because it's something we're going to have to be good at, is the rushing game, right? We got Zeke, and he is looking more healthy. He didn't have like a great game, obviously. Dak did, and that's fine. I don't give a damn. Feed the hot hand. That's fine to me. I'm good with that. But yeah, so if Dak is firing on all cylinders, maybe they're looking to stop that pass a little bit more. Maybe we can get that run game going a little bit more. The offensive line glued together. Tyron Smith is back. I mean, I think we can really establish this run again at the right time. And I don't give a damn if it's Zeke or Pollard. Whoever's feeling it, give them the ball, let them produce, and then we can air it out. But what are some of the...
And both of their edges are out. Or not out, but questionable at this point. Both Zach Allen and Jordan Phillips.
Phillips, yes.
So,
yes.
Both their premier rushers. And I heard something today. Dak is the best quarterback under pressure in the NFL this year.
Yeah. Yes.
The best.
Yeah,
the best.
Yes.
So that kind of feeds into it. But I do think the run game, we are going to need to establish some of this run game really, really well this game.
Yes.
You know.
And they're 15th right now. They're 15th in the league in rushing yards a game. And let's see, where are they at as far as they're a better defense against the pass than they are against the rush. I think they're, let's see, so am I looking at the right one?
The last 5, I believe it's the last 5 games, they've given up 12 very disruptive long runs.
Right. Yes.
And they're getting beat on these long
runs.
These long,
and that has dropped them back quite a bit.
Great.
So they're still allowing, like, as far as passing goes, they're 19th in completion percentage. So they're still allowing quite a bit of passing going on, but they're not really giving up too much of the big play. I think they're number 5 in passing yards game. I'm sorry, it was 210 yards a game. Yeah. So they're not giving up the big play too much. But like you said, they've been giving up the big play in the run, and that's been gashing them. And I feel like that just screams Tony Pollard to me. That screams Tony Pollard getting the big play and making it happen. But what is one of your biggest matchups? What is one of your biggest concerns about their defense?
Oh, I mean, if Budda Baker's healthy, it's Budda Baker.
Yes.
Well, I have 2. Definitely
Jones.
Budda Baker and Chandler Jones.
Got to be Chandler Jones. Yes.
It's both of those.
Yes.
It's both of those, and it's depending on which play we're running. You know, Are we in a passing play? Are we on? But those 2 players are the 2 that stand out the most to me that we are going to have to deal with.
Yes, he can wreak some havoc, and I know Marcus Golden. We've talked about him. He's having himself a pretty decent season. Isaiah Simmons is one of those other guys that's a little sneaky, and then Murphy Jr. He's putting together a pretty good season. I just don't think it's enough when you talk about him going against, you know, whichever one he's going to face. Whatever guy.
Of our 3-headed monster.
Yeah. And especially an up-tempo offense, if we keep rolling with that and we keep these guys on their toes, this could be a fun game. Which also brings
up that, you know, Noah Brown's back, and we've got Malik Turner. I mean, and Wilson. I mean, which weapon is going to go in there?
Yes.
You know?
Agreed. And I mean, so the thing is, and the thing that I've noticed, and especially with that hurry-up offense, is Dak kind of getting out of the pocket a little bit more. I think that's another big key to all of this, using his legs a little bit. And I know some of us kind of just hold our breath a little bit. We're a little bit nervous seeing him get out of the pocket or getting on his feet and running the ball. But I think that's the thing that's always made Dak in this offense work, is because you don't know. You know, if you know that he's not going to take off, he's just going to be a pocket passing quarterback, then you're thinking differently as a DB. You're thinking, okay, it's all receiver. I ain't got to worry about creeping back up on this guy. Same thing with the safety. I have to keep focus on if he's going to run, or even linebackers. But it affects all of their defense mentally. Right, so if you get him out there using his legs a little bit, it throws him off a little bit. Just get him rushing for a quick first down here and there. Just get him out of the pocket when he gets out of the pocket, he creates so much. That's one thing that I've always loved about Dak. Getting him out of that pocket, he's able to make magic happen. He's almost Romo-esque, I will say, at times with some of the magic things he's able to do. So, yeah.
And he put people on notice today because he made the comment that it's go time, and we did see him out of the pocket and making some of those runs this last game. And he says it's time, and if I see that opportunity, I'm doing it. And he made that comment today after practice.
I love that. And you have to be that way, man. You can't let that fear kind of. And we've all had thoughts about that, like, is this a thing? Is he a little bit scared? With that ankle injury and afraid of this happening again, and so on and so forth. No, not anymore. He's proven it. He's showing. He's like, nah, we're not doing that. We're winning the damn game. That's what we're doing. So I love it. I love seeing it. On the other side of the ball, that's the bigger concern for me. When we're talking about Kyler Murray and his legs and what he's able to do, and I feel like that's really a big part of what this is going to be about, is stopping Kyler. How are we going to stop Kyler? So quickly, what are you?
We have a lion.
We have a lion. Is that your thought process on this? Is that your guy? Is he just kind of shadowing Kyler and is he the spy?
I don't even know if we necessarily need to spy him as much as it's Kyler. Kyler folds under pressure somewhat, though, at times. And
yes.
And his speed, we've got Micah's speed to match it. And one thing that I've noticed is that when Kyler gets sacked, he gives up massive yardage. And because in the same way as someone like Russell Wilson scrambled backwards, and if they get caught, it's bad news.
Right.
And that's really, I see a lot of that because I see Micah, and then what are you going to do when you've got Tank coming maybe the other side? It's going to be a full-on pressure like that. But yeah, it's going to be Micah all over.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, Kyler is going to get his runs. He's going to get his runs in. That's one thing that
Right.
Death, taxes, and Kyler running for first downs occasionally is.
Right. And I think another big matchup that we're going to see is Curse on Zach Ertz.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a big matchup for us also. One that I'm really, really, really looking forward to tell you the truth. I know Ertz has kind of had our number over the years.
Yes.
I mean, he knows this team. He knows a lot of what to expect, but this is, I think, Curse gonna
and that's
be right up on him.
That's Kyler's security blanket, man.
He is absolutely.
He absolutely is. I mean, they're number one in offensive completion percentage at 70%. So
especially with D-Hop being out, and that their wide receivers, they've had some problems with that, and with James Conner being out, Ertz is kind of his go-to guy right now, and so I'm really thinking that Curse is going to have to stick close to him.
Of the wide receivers they have, is he your biggest concern, would you say? Or which one are you most worried about? If you're looking through those names, which one strikes you the most and kind of gives you
Christian Kirk could give him. I think Christian Kirk can give him some trouble.
Yes.
I really do. Yeah.
He's speedy, man.
It'd be Christian Kirk more than AJ Green, to tell you the truth. Yeah, it's Christian Kirk.
Speedy guy, man. I'm from Arizona, went to Texas A&M. I was a big fan of his. At one point in time, I wanted to draft him for us. He is their leading receiver.
So do we put Brown on him? Do we put Brown on him because of the speed?
I would. This is one of those ones that scares me a little bit of how Brown is going to deal with him. But yeah, personally, I would. The speed and quickness that he has, I feel like that's more of a Brown matchup than it is a Diggs matchup. He's quick. He's ultra quick. I don't love seeing a shifty quick guy on Diggs or Diggs on them. I don't love seeing that. I would put Diggs on AJ Green and just lock his ass down and just be done with that.
Yeah.
We ain't got to worry about AJ Green. And
I wonder if they'll even throw towards Diggs.
Yeah.
I wonder if Cliff's going to be like, yeah, seen it. No, thank you.
Kyler Murray, if you're watching, you're a great quarterback, man. Just try it out. Man. I mean,
Right.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
I mean,
the Cardinals have 14 turnovers so far this season. 10 of them are Kyler interceptions. So Kyler, make it 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Listen, we only have 25 interceptions this season. That's not that big of a deal. That's 25 out of, hundreds, So what is it, Take your best chance. We'll see what happens. Yeah, no, we're golden on that. Rondale Moore is, and he's questionable, I saw. But Rondale Moore is one of those guys, too, that scares me as a rookie. He's got some sweet feet. He's a damn good receiver. He hasn't hit his game yet, but he's going to. He's a damn good receiver. He is dangerous. He is one that I'm looking for in the slot. I'm definitely concerned about him, and they're gonna try to get Christian Kirk in the slot quite a bit too. I feel like that's just kind of he's just a shitty
Jordan
guy.
Lewis is gonna need to have a day.
He's going to need to have a day. Welcome back, J. Lou. Welcome back.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit curious to see if we're going to see some of Boss Man Fat this game. I don't think so. But, he had a good game. He had a good game.
He did. He did. One of the things that I've noticed about I feel about this game is that we are going to really be physical and need to tackle. This is a lot like the Vikings game to me. That we have got to be spot on, follow through with those tackles, finish that play.
Yes.
And very Viking-esque to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. They got there is some weapons there, even without D-Hop. There's still some weapons there.
Oh yeah.
And them not having James Conner is really big for us. Hopefully he's not going to be there. Edmonds is still, if he's even there, he's not a bad running back either. He is somebody that you do have to watch out for. He can break off a big play. But I feel like they're going to be leaning on Kyler's feet to kind of get the job done, to kind of pick up the pace of the offense and get everything back on track without a running game, really. So I'm definitely, that's my biggest concern. That's what I'm looking for. Dan Quinn, I have no doubt in my mind that he's looking for a way to scheme through that and try and, keep somebody with an eye on him and, just limit Kyler and just kind of keep him inside the pocket if possible. I don't know. I feel like here's the real deal. This game with D-Hop to me is a much different game. Without D-Hop, it's just not the same. So I think we have a good chance to really just I won't say put a whooping on him. I won't do that to him.
I feel so much stronger. I feel so. Okay, so this was a game that I actually said we were going to drop. When we did our preseason predictions, this was one that I said we were going to drop. Looking at this injury report, now Rondale Moore, being questionable and hurt, he is their punt and kick returner. So now it's going to Christian Kirk and Eno Benjamin. Mm-hmm. There's just so many factors. Marcus Golden being out is huge. It's gigantic. Both edges being hurt.
Left tackle.
I feel infinitely. DJ Humphries. That's just massive. I feel so much better, and seeing our offense come back to what we saw them in the first 6 games of the season.
Yes.
I'm feeling pretty good about everything right now. So.
I am too, and I'm definitely not sleeping. I'm not sleeping on Kyler Murray. Undefeated at AT&T Stadium. He is, so I would like for this to be his first loss there. But yeah, there's always, it feels like these teams always these teams that are banged up. I think which one earlier this season, it was the Broncos game, and they were banged up on the offensive line, and I was like, oh my God, we're just gonna feast a poor Teddy. I remember that whole spill.
Yep.
And
I was calling him check down.
Yeah.
Check down, Teddy.
Yeah, we got some monsters, Teddy. You're screwed. No. And he went out there and he showed out. So this is one of those situations. But that was a different point of the season. I don't feel like we're there anymore. I don't feel like we were sleeping. We were sleepwalking on that game. We're not a sleeping giant anymore. This is This feels very real. We're
Yeah.
awake, wide awake.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you know what's happening for the first time, finally this season?
What's that?
For the first time, that original offensive line is actually going
intact,
to all be there.
together, finally playing healthy. Yes.
But
Yes.
rolling into the playoffs. I mean,
Healthy offensive line.
This is really
healthy
this
defensive
has really
line.
kind of almost been storybook for us this year. You know,
Yeah.
honestly,
Mm-hmm.
even with some kind of bad news coming out on the morning of game day, and we're like, oh no, worst thing ever.
No, something
And
right.
we survived.
The
And we
beginning,
survived.
the
And we
beginning
survived.
of the damn season. That was the first with
Right.
Zach Martin. We're like,
Right.
can't catch a fucking break. Like, damn it.
And Lael.
And then Lyle
getting
right after
suspended.
that.
I mean,
And then it's just and then
something
and then
something.
Tyron Smith with all his damn injuries. It's just been
Right.
and now
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
knock on wood
And I
again.
guess Dak has even
but-
Dak has even come out and like encouraged everybody and said, no New Year's Eve parties.
Yeah.
Don't go.
No.
Don't go to New Year's Eve partying.
No.
I mean, they are really in this mindset, and he's
Bought
pushing
in.
this COVID bubble.
Yes.
COVID is injuring teams, and it is affecting teams as going into the playoffs. If they're making playoffs,
Yes.
what's going to happen? And I'm fairly certain that they don't want COVID to be a factor in them going all the way.
No.
So
Not at
good
all.
for them.
Yes. We are, and that's exactly where we need to be. We need to be bought in as a team, and it takes leaders like that, like Dak Prescott, stepping up and saying something and making that difference and helping us all get on the same page and go make a huge push in the playoffs. It feels very real, and I if we're feeling it, I know those guys are feeling the same way. This feels like a really, really special team when everything is firing on all cylinders, and I'm ready. I'm already ready for playoffs. So this game, to me, that's why I'm like, finally. Like, this is like a playoff type game. We're going to see what we're really made of and what we can accomplish. And I just hope we put the smack down on them. I'm going to go ahead and put a number on it. I've strayed away from doing this, but I'm going to put a number. I'm going to say it's 35-21.
Okay. So I'm very, very close. I was 34-17.
There you go.
I may change it to 34-24 if James Conner's playing.
Yes. Okay.
I'll give them a little 7-point bubble on that. But yeah, 34-17.
The thing
what I'm feeling.
The only thing that makes me, I guess, kind of nervous about this is like you're at that point where people are starting to do like the Cowboys, they're going to the Super Bowl and they get the hype trains coming back up. I don't want none of that shit. I don't want none of it. I don't want any of you bandwagoners jumping on this thing. No.
No, those applications,
Stay where you are.
That's been closed. They were closed.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah.
No.
After this game happens, I don't want you're done. It's before the game.
No.
We're closing it right now. You've had your chance. If you haven't been with us throughout the season, sorry. You get no free tickets. There's no Willy Wonka golden ticket for you, sir. No.
Right.
No. Or ma'am.
Great.
All right. So, hey, everybody have a very safe holiday. Make sure for your new year, and I want to reiterate this. Don't drink and drive. Right? Call somebody.
Please.
Try and stay off the roads in general if you can, because there are probably going to be people out there doing that. But if you do have to drive, you've been drinking, call a friend, call an Uber. Just don't take the chance. It's not worth it. So, having said that, I hope that every one of you have an amazing new year, and we started off with a W coming from the Dallas Cowboys. This has been our time here. Also, stop by StarBoysNetwork.com. Check it out. Everything we have going on. Always some great stuff. Can sign us off.
Hey, go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. Wow.